Greetings, this is the Timeshare Traveler. Today is episode 139. Oh, at 9. 139. I had a Club Wyndham owner update and asked a question about what's the big difference between resale, which is buying used, or buying directly from Club Wyndham, which is called retail. So that was the conversation I had. I want to go through the owner recap a little more detail. The tier levels, they have 5 of them, and besides the regular, and then the price comparison between resale and retail. I did some research on the internet to see what would be capable, and then I'll make the case for both resale and then the case for retail. Before I do that though, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my channel, and I'll be right back to tell you more. Hang in there.
Hi, this is Cliff, and I'm the Timeshare Traveler. Welcome to my channel. The purpose of my channel is to educate those who love traveling in timeshares. I've been an owner for 15 plus years at timeshare ownership. I have elite ownership with Marriott, Hilton, and Worldmark. I have published over 100 timeshare video reviews, and I've published over 95 timeshare tips. I can be found on Facebook at Timeshare Trav, at Twitter Timeshare Trav, and on the web at www.timesharetraveler.com.
And I'm back. So I own Worldmark. So Worldmark is owned by Club Wyndham. So having Club Wyndham would give me kind of both sides. Worldmark tends to be on the West Coast. The Club Wyndham tends to be on the East Coast and a lot in Hawaii. So they'd be very complementary. So I asked about the difference about buying direct or buying resale, because I have people that follow me that buy resale and are very happy with it. So I just wanted to hear from the salesperson what they had to say. So what they said was the resale does not have any of the tier benefits, and that's why I'm going to go through the tier benefits here momentarily. You pay the same maintenance fee one way or the other, and because I own other timeshares, just for me, I would actually get brought in at a higher level because they would count some of my other timeshares. So I'd come in at a gold tier level, and I'll explain what that means in a little bit. And the other thing is, typically when you buy points on retail directly from Club Wyndham, you tend to get bonus points. So if you buy 300,000 points, which is the number they were talking to me about, you'd actually end up getting 600,000 bonus points just a one-time fees. And there are no bonuses with buying used. And they have sales running every so often. And again, they pointed 300,000 Club Wyndham points because that would move me with up to the 800,000. Because with the other timeshares I own, I actually, even though I'd only have 300,000 points, I'd be getting the benefits at the 800,000. And I'll go through that again. Just as a general idea, and these are just ballpark, the resale purchase is typically around $7 grand with closing costs. And direct from Club Wyndham could be 40,000, might be between 35 and 40, and that depends on what the specials are going on at that time. You might even be able to get it down closer to 30, but I'm going to use 40 as the number, so that would be better. So let me go in now into the tiers. Okay, if you buy, now I'm going to talk about the benefits, the tier benefits. The tiers are bronze at 300,000. That's what you get for the purchase they were talking to me about. Silver, 500,000. Gold, 800K. And with my other timeshares, I get actually dropped into the equivalent of having 800,000 points. Platinum, 1.1 million. And then Founders, which is 1.4 million or 1,400,000. Potential point discount, bronze, you get 10%. So that means if you book it within the last minute booking, you get 10% off. Silver, 25%. Gold, 35%. And these numbers make a difference, and I'll talk more about how that makes a difference later. Gold, 35%. Platinum, 50%. And Founders, 60%. There are other perks depending on levels, like you can get upgraded to the next size unit, and the different tier levels have a longer window. Some start at 2 months and some are only 2 weeks. So depending on your tier level. You can roll points forward to the following year, and you have more time to do that at the higher level. And you have lower fees and quicker conversions the higher you go. So that's kind of the general rule for that. So now let me talk more about a price comparison. Now I'm going to go through the price comparison for the resale. And it was 300,000 points. It's 40K retail, 7K resale. Wow, that's a huge difference, you say. And the maintenance fees are roughly 2,000. I'm just using those as numbers for now. And I get gold status because of the other timeshares I own, but otherwise you'd be at the bronze level. Okay, you receive approximately 2 years worth of bonus points in the purchase, which I equate to $4,000 because that's what the maintenance fees would be. So the net purchase price is really $36,000, still quite a bit above the $7,000. So assume you get discounts with every reservation, and that's not always true, but let's use that for the situation. And if you get 35% discount every year, it's similar to getting $700 credit, which is 35% of $2,000. That's how I came up with that number. So in essence, you're actually getting more vacations. So even though it's not an ROI financial number, you are getting more vacations. One could argue, though, you could just buy more resale and buy 35% more resale. At a difference of 25K, then it would take about 40 years based on 29K divided by 700. So that's quite a bit of payback. So resale looks, on a just pure dollars and cents, looks like a brilliant decision. But let me talk about the cases for both, because it's not always a numbers game. I'll start first with the case for resale. The $29,000 savings is it. Spending less now for you is more important than any future savings that you might accrue over time. And you're just comfortable using just the points, just the reservation. I don't want to make this complicated. Don't want to think about all the different tiers and how I have to use everything. I just want to use just basic. And if it doesn't work out and you find out you're not using it, you can resell it later, and other than the closing costs, you can get most of your money back. It's hard to say for sure, depending on the time. Things go up and prices go up and down a little bit, so you might not get an amount, but you have invested it as much. And again, you're comfortable living just the basic booking. So that would be the case for resale, and it's not a bad case. Quite frankly, that's one of the things I'm considering. Now here's the case for the retail buying it directly. If you get upgraded 50% of the time, then the upgrade's worth about $1,000, because usually if you're in a one bedroom, you get upgraded to a 2-bedroom and it doesn't cost you anything, then that's worth about $1,000 a year. So that's payback then becomes quite a bit with the savings in other ways. It comes back closer to 15 years, still quite a long time. But if you're buying it when you're younger, that's not a bad thing, or assuming that your kids would use it. Getting the upgrades worth more than money. If that's for you, getting that upgrade means more to you. Then it's not always a numbers game, and greater flexibility matters to you. You can call the reservation line and they know all the rules, so you call them and just book it there. You don't have to try to do everything yourself. Whereas if you're more the resale, you still can call in, but you have to let them know you have resale, and you can book everything. You also get 35 for the retail. You get 35% more each year because of the status, or you can use those points savings to pay your maintenance fees. So, at 300,000 points, and that 0.0021, I get that off the website about. That's how much each point is worth, and then you multiply by 35% because you don't get the full 300,000. You only get the 35% of it, and that's about $220 in maintenance. So you get about a 10% reduction in maintenance. And although that's not a lot of money, it does, just over time, that just means you're paying less on an ongoing basis. So you can look at it that way as a way to save. So I didn't want to make a judgment one way or the other. I know people who've done both, and they're happy with both. I ran into one person in Hawaii who was doing the resale, and he was a founder's level, and he basically was living in timeshares all his life, and he was all his life, and he'd been since he got that level, and then he was really enjoy it. Anyway, hope you like this video. Don't forget to give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Happy traveling.